Like, comment, and subscribe to J New Orleans.
Some people want it all. I don't want nothing at all. Some people want like, comments, and subscribes. I just want you to be down for the ride. Anyways, it is time for another segment. I don't like how it's freezing. It better not be doing that as a video. Unplug and live. There was a time when the phone was just a tool. You used it to call someone, get directions, check on your churn, handle business. And now for a lot of people, the phone is not a tool anymore. The phone is the boss. People clock in every morning before they even realize they're working for it. Before they brush their teeth, they check their phone. Before they pray, before they stretch, before they check on the people in the house, they are checking their phone. And this is not just teenagers. I notice a human habit of generations is to do this generational thing, blaming the older, blaming the previous, blame, 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 blame. But it doesn't stop the problem with all of the blame. That's my problem when people say who it is. Okay, so if it is the older people, what are we gonna do about it? Are we gonna all collectively agree to tap back to our older family members and get information? If it is all of the younger people, a lot of y'all, and myself included, are related to or know people who are neglectful parents. Are we all going to join together as a coalition against neglectful parenting so we can have better raised kids, so we can have better neighborhoods, so we can have better school systems? And Pew Research Center reported that nearly half of US teenagers say they are online almost constantly, while 96% say they use the internet daily. But baby, this is not just children, this is everyone. The young, old, professional, unemployed, parent, worker, person walking the dog, the person driving through the neighborhood, the person at the front desk, gym, the person in the parking lot after midnight with their head down like they're volunteering to be a victim. Everyone wants an iPhone, but some folks forgot to buy awareness. For me, and what messed my head up, all of us who are alive right now, we are from lineages of people from all around the world who have survived ice ages, who have survived woolly mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, famine, Black Death. Like, only for people alive now to be losing the life that these people fought to give birth to over a cell phone, bro. A cell phone. And then the thing about it, everyone you see, if you know them in real life or if you see them online, they're miserable. So the cell phone is not adding any value to your life at all. Not to mention, you putting yourself in danger because a lot of the people who are walking and doing it, they have really nasty attitudes. And given the state of the economy, all of these layoffs, they're gonna run into the wrong person. And we've seen it online, people running into the wrong people and getting into it with each other. People losing gym memberships because they can't stop recording, even though majority gyms you see has a no recording policy. They even have a no talking on the phone policy, no cell phones with no headphone policy. And it's been broken so much that you actually have people posting videos of other gym goers addressing the person breaking the rule, and the people are siding with the recorder. Like, if that's their right. Like, people, that's the sad part about humans. When they're allowed to break rules so much, they stop seeing it as a rule and more as an inconvenience when you bring it to them. And it's crazy. Just wait till they start locking y'all up for them cell phones, because they have so many prisons that need people. And eventually I'll get to a video where all these videos will add up to one video that I could finally dive deep into what I be hitting at. But it's too much to just go deep into. And it's all factual stuff. This is not conspiracy. This is actual proof, research, and things that most people don't pay attention to, because with an ignorant society, people don't read. People don't explore articles about different things outside of the norm: politics, celebrities, sports. war, all of the other stupid stuff. One of the funniest and saddest things you will ever see is the angry look-up face. Someone is buried in their phone and you interrupt them with real life. They look up like you just snatched a steak off their plate. They're not mad because you were rude. They are mad because you interrupted the trance that they were in. And that trance is showing up everywhere. People are looking down while walking across the street, while driving. See last video for that one. While taking your order, while customers are standing in front of them, while their child is trying to ask for help with homework, while their dog is walking towards traffic. I see this every single day. Every single day. Matter of fact, will I be able to? I may have a clip in this video because something just happened again today. Like, bro, what I tell y'all, if I had the time, because I don't have the time. Like, this is volunteer work that I'm doing. That's why this information is always things that if you change it, your life will get better. Like, if you really look at my videos, and I know a lot of people may be in a state where certain things that go against things that they believe in offends them. And if you can get past that, you will see that I'm telling the truth. And anyone who has known me in real life knows that I be years ahead of stuff I'm saying. It be sounding like mumbo jumbo, Mama Tina's gumbo in the present, but then either weeks, months later, oh, Jeremiah J. New Orleans was right. I slipped to say my real name, even though I said it on other videos. This round is not about me, the person. This is a brand that I'm not growing for social media purposes. This is for educational purposes, seriously. So don't use my name because I don't use it and I don't respond to it. And not to mention, I appreciate any comments people may be leaving. I notice when I log on YouTube now, I see notifications, but I will not look at them. And I won't even let myself make a mistake and look at them no more because analytics destroys the drive. My first time on YouTube, my drive got destroyed by analytics because I wasn't on here for subscribers, but seeing 100 subscribers in a week will mess you up when you still posting videos. And if you're into analytics, you see that you're getting these views. It's a brain thing. And that's the danger of being on your phone all day, because when you get too much positive feedback, it creates a loop of you trying to seek that again. And for me to prevent myself from falling trapped to that, y'all gonna see me in comments of other videos, but I don't even read what people reply to that. At one point I was, but I don't even do that no more. I just drop and go. Drop a little seed, or if it's a video that I find funny, drop and go. And I'll be under all kinds of videos, because for me, I view the world differently than people who probably will be mad at some of the stuff. So, you know, it's whatever. And the scary part is when they finally come back to reality, they are irritated, rushed, clumsy, careless, and mentally somewhere else. That is not just distraction. That is disconnection. And that's why I'm canceling my gym membership with Club 4. I've been to 2 locations, and they only have 2 locations. They open in the 3rd one. But to say Planet Fitness get a bad rep because people is followers, and, you know, it's easier to get people to believe negatively of things, especially things that's affordable. But Club 4 is worse. Them employees look like they be want to fight. And for me, I'm very like introspective and understanding when it comes to things. But if this was 10 years ago, I would have slid a few of them employees, because that nasty attitude shit is really annoying, especially because I'm not asking for anything. I actually be in the gym helping them. I be putting weights back that's too heavy because I know that them ladies can't pick that up, because y'all gym bros be leaving 60, 70 pound weights and all of that stuff. So it's just weird to me that people be having nasty attitudes, especially because I consistently give the same energy every day, thinking, okay, maybe they don't know me. Once they catch on, they'll start seeing, you know, oh, he the cool guy. No, they don't do that. And that's why, for me, I agree that everybody needs more pay, but dealing with them kind of people makes the petty side say, that's why you make that money, or, you know. But I really do believe they need more money. But that ain't gonna change their attitude. because people, when you go to fast food places, a lot of those people are nice there and they don't make much. You see housekeepers, y'all go out of town and be traveling to them countries that uses tourism slavery. Them people be so nice, you don't know that they enslaved and that they making $1 an hour or $1 a day. Meanwhile, in America, anyways, technology is a tool, but tools can become weapons. Technology itself is not evil. A tool is not evil. Any tool you have can be used for what the purpose you want. I can use a screwdriver for so many different things. I could help you change your smoke alarm that be beeping. I could do so many things, but that don't make the screwdriver evil. A phone call can help you call 911, can help you learn a language, build a business, record misconduct for a lawsuit. Y'all need to start recording misconduct. And when you having evidence for stuff in your phone, especially photos, start making folders. Don't try to scroll through all of them pictures, because it's normal that people take a lot of pictures. And the funny part is that I could easily be a small-minded person and say, y'all got all them pictures in y'all phone that y'all don't use. But I know that that's not you that's doing that. You were manipulated into doing that. Why do you think they immediately sell you storage? If you were not taking as many pictures and wanting to record everything and wanting to be on social media, and then social media downloading it to your phone, you wouldn't need their packages. See what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We gonna get somewhere. If I don't care if you stick with me or not, but this shit gonna get dropped regardless. So you could understand what's going on or not. And it's really not nothing to panic about. It's something I'm teaching you the system so you can learn how to take advantage of it. Too many people try to fight the system. You will never win in a system that was created for you to lose. The people who created the system know all your moves because they watch your people for generations. All people. Because it's not just a race thing, and that's the thing that America get caught up in. It's not just a race thing. The race thing is what keep y'all distracted, arguing, fighting, beefing, not liking each other. It's a class thing. It's a education thing. That's why slaves were not allowed to read, and we have people voluntarily not wanting to read, being proud of being ignorant, but still wanting to be in conversations on social media, still signing contracts. Oh, I didn't know they did that. Oh, I didn't know this or that. You will never know, because the people are using you. The people that y'all run and chase after and try to be like, all of the designer, these clubs, these people don't care about y'all. You think in the club on the cool with you? No, you're an alcoholic and you guarantee money every weekend and you bring people with you. And it's me talking to my younger self when I said that one. So if people won't take that away, baby, I'm talking to myself, but you could get it too. I ain't never ducked no smoke. Y'all don't want smoke with me though. It's a different kind of smoke. Very dangerous. The tool is powerful, but all tools become dangerous when the user loses discipline. Medicine saves lives, but addiction can destroy lives to medicine. Fires can warm a home, but fire in the wrong hands can burn the whole place down. A firearm, a Glock for the block, can sometimes protect someone in the wilderness, but in a Walmart, church, school, or crowded public place, in the wrong hands, it becomes terror. A cell phone can be a bridge, especially because we used to have to pay for long distance calls. I remember we had people out of town. We used to have to write them letters. There were no phone calls because people didn't want to pay that per minute charge. And now with cell phones, you can call anyone in the world. But for many people, it has become a cage. The problem is not that the phone exists. The problem is that the phone is now controlling people who think they're controlling it. It's not by accident that everyone has apps that they want you to download on your phone now. It's not by accident that we are in one of the biggest spam call eras in history. They actually have a lawsuit for that too. Matter of fact, let me show y'all something right quick. Whoever you are, one person, two people, whole family watching on the TV. And if it's a family, my bad kids for the profanity. But I mean, not really, because we in America, y'all have sexy red. Like, these curse words ain't doing nothing. Let me see. Class action. Well, that boy typing with one hand on them. Whoa, J. New Orleans. Is this it? Because I seen a website last night that had buku lawsuits on there. This one is just for medications only. They had one for Ford, people, cars, and different things. And that's why research on vehicles is important. These recalls, a lot of vehicles have recalls, but what the recalls are for matters. If you have vehicles that's having recalls about transmissions and head gaskets and all kinds of other stuff, like, okay, well, this one came up faster. This not what I was looking for, but this is just an example of the power of lawsuits. And of course, I can't read it because of copyright. I mean, I can, but y'all need to learn how to read. Read it yourself. Toyota is facing a new class action lawsuit in California that argues customers may deserve compensation tied to billions of dollars in itself in tariff refunds potentially owed to the automaker. The case centers on tariffs. That is, man, that whole tariff situation. I'm gonna just talk with body language. Okay, there we go. Done. The lawsuit claims Toyota increased vehicle prices to offset the cost of tariffs and should now pay any recovered funds. So look at the ad. That was it though for that one. Did I skip? No, tools become weapons when misused. When rules become suggestions, humans need boundaries. Some people call them rules, policies, contracts, laws, but boundaries are one of the main things that keep society from becoming a circus with Wi-Fi. There are rules against using phones while driving. There are workplace policies against improper phone use. They even have social. Honestly, the cheat code to protect your job is to, whenever you leave work, have a T-shirt. Take them people logo off before you even leave their parking lot, because this is something that was known at one point. I don't know how we're losing information in a digital society, but in my early work days, it was always known before social media was a problem that when you out in public, you representing that company. Because the issue used to be that people would call the store or call whatever your name is, or if it's a vehicle you driving with a logo, they would call and report you, describe you and report you, and then you got to answer to that later or whatever. For me, it was funny because I actually got reported when I used to do volunteer work for a nonprofit, helping deliver and pick up furniture, deliver furniture if they bought it, pick up if they donating. And someone tried to lie on me, but it was funny because that exact day, one of the people from the actual nonprofit was following me because I was going to their house. So when the person lied and tried to say that, I cut them off in traffic, which is a lie, because when I drove a box truck, I always looked at what lane I was going to be turning from, and I just stayed in that lane the whole time because it was easier to do that than try to look in your blind spot and all of this extra stuff. And yeah, so people will definitely have always reported people to companies and things. Not to mention, you're a liability when you represent the company because a person can sue them. Most of the people don't know about lawsuits because they only hear about them from TMZ, and it's misunderstood often as, like, I don't know. But yeah, there are schools again that have rules against misuse, contracts that warn people about recording, leaking, posting, or exposing things that they're not supposed to. A lot of people have non-disclosure agreements with their job and they don't even realize it because they always hear NDA, but when they see non-disclosure written out, they don't know that that's the same thing. And yet people will skip all of that just to scroll, not to win the lottery, not to cure cancer, not to FaceTime a family member in labor to miss out, or a person to see a beautiful moment, not to send final words to a hospice homeboy, but to scroll mindlessly. And when rules are broken long enough, people stop seeing them as rules. They start seeing them as suggestions. Then after a while, they stop seeing them at all. That is how disorder becomes normal. That is how low standards become culture. That's just like a lot of those dash cam videos, not dash cam, but the police ones where the people are shocked that they got arrested for shoplifting because they shoplift all of the time. Like, why the phone hooks the brain? Cell phone addiction is powerful because it attacks the same systems that control habit, reward, identity, and belonging. The brain loves repetition. When you do something over and over, the brain begins to automate it. That is why people check their phone without deciding to check it. Sometimes their hand moves before their mind does. That is a habit loop behavior. The cue might be boredom, silence, discomfort, loneliness, waiting, anxiety. Then the routine begins. Pick up the phone. Then comes the reward, a notification, a video, a message, a like, a comment, a laugh, a distraction, a little escape from whatever life is asking them to face. Then the brain says, do it again. And social media makes it worse because the reward is unpredictable. Sometimes you get a like, a comment, drama, bad news, someone richer than you, someone worse off than you, something funny, something that makes you angry. That unpredictability is a part of the hook. It becomes a slot machine in your hand. You're not scrolling because every post is good. You're scrolling because your brain keeps believing the next one might be. And short form is even worse because at least with long form, you have videos like mine. And I didn't even think about that before I said that, but you have long videos that you can watch, and then when you're done, you could just leave because you feel fulfilled. It's like watching a movie, a TV show. It's kind of like how TV shows are like cigarettes, but then social media is like a vape. With a cigarette, you stop when the cigarette out. Or if you like my Captain Rick from Adriatic Marine, you're gonna chain smoke. So vaping is like worse because people don't have a stopping point. They end up doing it all day. Like, that's why I have worse effects, because it's longer exposure of your lungs having to work harder and stuff like that. And that's what social media is. Like, people always think about things in a traditional sense. They think about addiction in a traditional sense. Like, even with Adrian Bronner being all over the internet, people do not realize the way y'all use cell phones, y'all are just like him. His is just alcohol, but yours is cell phone. Someone else is gossip. Someone else is sleeping around because they an info, and maybe they might have unhealed trauma from childhood, because that's usually how nymphos develop, is from being touched as a child or whatever, and they don't, whatever. I'm not a scientist though. I'm Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. 6 degrees. The phone as a safety blanket. Another thing we have to admit is that the cell phone has become a safety blanket. People are not always on the phone because they're learning, building, working, or communicating. Sometimes they're on the phone because they do not know how to sit with themselves. Like they had a man at a gym yesterday, and for me, it don't even bother me no more with certain behaviors. It's actually more of a marvel to me. Like, this is a real person. This man was on the phone for an hour in the gym and walked around on the phone for an hour, like no headphones for an hour. And it's just funny because that's not like, that was completely illegal, but you could tell if he would have been told something, he would have been one of those people that would have put up a fight with it. So most of the employees probably just ignored it, but it's really people out there like that. And you could tell he one of them people, if he was to leave the gym and get cut off in traffic or something happened, he would flip out. Silence gets uncomfortable, so they scroll. Waiting gets uncomfortable, so they scroll. Loneliness gets uncomfortable, so they scroll. Awkward social moments get uncomfortable, and what they do, scroll. Anxiety rises, so they scroll. But here is the problem. While the phone may soothe the person in the moment, the content they consume is not always nurturing to the brain. Some people are not feeding their mind information, wisdom, peace, creativity, or solutions. They're feeding it rage, envy, lust, compassion, gossip, fear, outrage, someone else's dysfunction. So the phone becomes a comfort object in the hand while the content becomes poison in the mind. That is like saying, I need peace, then drinking poison because the bottle was cold. And not to mention, it's kind of chilling how people celebrate, like people always like celebrities, but if they had stands in the 90s, I didn't know about them. But now you have people that legit know more celebrity birthdays than their friends' birthdays, their family members' birthdays. They will forget your birthday, but every year they will get online and tell happy birthday to all of these people who don't even care that they exist. Even though majority of our celebrities are not even made. They work for the industry. But different video. Society knows rage bait exists. We are not ignorant anymore. We know there are people online who intentionally say extreme, disrespectful, inflammatory. Wait, did I? Anger gets clicks, comments, shares, stitches, reaction videos, watch time, and watch time gets money. So now we have people using their phone as emotional comfort while consuming content designed to deserve and disturb their spirit. Some creators have made their entire careers out of provoking people. Chud the Builder is one example. Charleston White is another. Whether the person dislikes Charleston, likes him, agrees with him, or finds him entertaining, the larger point is that he has openly leaned into controversy, provocation, and saying things that make people react. And here is the deeper issue. Even when people know the play, they still fall for it. The rage baiter says, I am trying to make you mad. Then people get mad. The rage baiter says something outrageous. Then people clip it, repost it, argue about it, debate it, make reaction videos about it, and send more traffic to it. The rage baiter profits. The audience leaves drained. That is not entertainment anymore. That is emotional taxation. People are letting their spirit get filleted by people who already told them the knife was coming. And this is why emotional discipline matters online, because every reaction is not required. Every insult does not deserve your energy. Every clip does not deserve your outrage. Every fool with the microphone, including me, does not deserve access to your nervous system. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is not comment, not share, not repost, not debate, not let me see what they said now. Just leave it alone. You could actually do the thing and say show less or don't show me this anymore, because rage bait only works when people donate their piece to it. Repetition is rewiring people. A phone is a slot machine. Human beings are creatures of habit. That is why your environment matters, routine, discipline, and the people around you, per last video. But cell phones created one of the worst repetitions in modern history because the phone follows you everywhere. Not me. Yesterday, I spent 10 minutes looking for my phone because not I, said the cat. But cell phones, but I did used to, though, for the people that feel insecure when they hear people big up themselves and they feel like that mean they think they're better than themselves. I used to be like you too, baby. The phone is in the bed. The phone is in the bathroom, dinner table, car, work, church, gym, waiting room, parent's hand while the child is trying to be seen. It's not just screen time, it is life replacement. And the more a person trains their mind to escape real life, the more uncomfortable real life becomes. Yes, all that cursing out adulthood and making adulting seem miserable. The people that say those things, they are arrested, developed. That's why. Because the things that people complain about, if you kept up with it, you wouldn't have to worry about it. Now, nuance here. If you actually had the rug pulled from under you, this does not include you. This includes people who have a basis that their life has been going. It's no ups or downs. It's the basis, and you're still complaining about that base. Like, get on the treadmill and walk. Silence feels awkward. Eye contact feels intense. Waiting feels unbearable. Reading feels too slow. Thinking feels too hard. Being alone feels threatening. So what do people do? They go right back to the phone. And I've never yelled at anyone like this. My mother used to yell at me like this. Why? Because she loved me. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. Distracted driving and walking. It's not about manners. This is about bodies hitting the pavement. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Cars hitting people and families getting phone calls they never wanted. NHTSA reports that in 2024, 3,208 people were killed in crashes involving distracted drivers. Another report estimates 315,167. 300, that's more than concert tours around the country. Additional people were injured in distraction affected crashes that same year. So 3,208 funerals for cell phone use. And who gained from that? The family lost, but who gained? Let's see. Funeral home made some money off that, depending. Funeral service possibly, cremator possibly. If you went all out and got t-shirts made, they made money off of it. And 3,208 people's lives are gone forever, and the world's still moving. People still doing the thing that killed those very people. See what I'm saying? So if that happens to you or anyone you know, the world is not going to stop. Nobody's going to miss you except the people that know you. And then people who know you, you don't even know if they really rock with you, because if y'all still arrested developed, you probably still have forced relationships and forced love and loyalties just for the sake of saying you have it. So half them people probably ain't going to even show up to your funeral. Or they probably going to expose you when you die, like a lot of people do. Anyways, people are crossing streets looking down. People are walking through parking lots looking down. People are stepping off curbs looking down. People are pushing strollers looking down, walking dogs. They are trusting strangers with their lives. They are trusting drivers to see them. They are trusting criminals not to notice them. They are trusting their luck more than their awareness. And luck is not a safety plan. The workplace problem. Let me tell you something people need to hear more of as often as possible. Your phone can cost you money before you even know money was watching you. You never know who is observing you. A customer could be a manager somewhere else. A business owner could be watching. A person hiring could be watching. Someone with access to a better opportunity could be watching. Younger me was elevated from $5.50 an hour to $9 an hour because I was professional, kind, alert, and respectful. That was a major jump at that time. And I also was working with people when I made $9 that was still making $7 because they didn't negotiate. They just accepted the job and accepted everything. They didn't even ask. They didn't even pinch the beach. That was a major jump at the time. And when I managed, I did the same thing. I noticed people. I watched how they carried themselves. I look at people in lower paying places and thought, would I offer this person an opportunity? But today, a lot of people disqualify themselves before the conversation even starts. They don't greet customers. They ignore people standing in front of them. They act irritated when interrupted from scrolling. They cannot answer basic questions because they were not mentally somewhere else. They are physically present, but professionally absent. And then people wonder why no one sees their potential. Sometimes potential is hidden under poor presentation, and sometimes the phone is the curtain. Not to mention, a lot of y'all could be moving up the ladder at the place that you work at. And if the people don't want to move you up, if it's due to discrimination, cha-ching, but or maybe it might be due to you. You never know. I don't know. I'm not your manager or your coworker. The customer service collapse. We used to blame the younger generation, but that excuse is tired now. It is not Gen Z. It is not just teenagers. It is not just kids these days. Which the kids these days, baby, if you have children, and no matter what your age is, if you have a generation under you and they have a generation under them, you need to look at yourself, because a lot of these family traits be passed down. Grandparents be complaining like if they didn't raise the children that raised the grandchildren to be that way, because the whole point of being born, and this is an upcoming video of completely dedicated to this topic, but the whole point of being born in a family is that when you're in your first 18 years or however long your family decide to carry you for, your family is your training wheels. They're teaching you everything that they needed to know. So everything that your parents know, you should start off knowing that. You shouldn't have to relearn stuff that your parents already knew, and then they come tell you, "Oh, I told you like this." No, that's not how it works. So people are not passing on information to the next generations. So each generation is having less and less. And then you also have people who are envious of their children having more opportunities, and they tell them that every single time because of the time they're born in, but they don't make use of all of the resources available. They didn't raise their children going to the library. They didn't raise their children going on different field trips and things and learning how to behave in public. So when these people is in all these places going out of town and crashing out and all of that, they ain't never been anywhere. How are they going to know? And no one is stepping up or attempting to try. And for me, all my attempts to lift up people are documented. So I'm speaking from a place of knowing and doing. This ain't like the hypocrisy and hypocrites of social media telling y'all need to do this, y'all need to do that, telling you to clean your house up, and then when they get evicted, you see they was living filthy, or telling you to take care of your kids, and then they getting child support lawsuits. This ain't that. Everything I talk about, I live. So what's am? It's people of every age. You walk into businesses now, and you are lucky if someone greets you. Sometimes you say hello first, and they still do not respond. The bar is so low that if a place speak to me when I first come in, I'm a customer now. And then when it stop, I stop. That's it. I do business with people who do business with me. I start off trying to stay local because that's keeping money within the community. But if it's something that's out of my control of being local, I'll go to a bigger place. But I don't play with these places like y'all do. Anybody could get it. Granted, I actually let small businesses make it. I don't give negative reviews to small businesses online. I don't blast them or nothing like that. I just don't rock with them no more. And I tell people verbally, don't rock with them unless you want this, and this to happen. So if they do decide to rock with them, they might have a better experience than me, but they also might have the same negative experience. And typically they have worse than what I had for whatever reason. People be trying stuff on y'all that I get them that look without even saying anything, and they'll get to apologize, and I still just be looking. Not because the building is on fire, not because they're solving world hunger, but because they're looking at a phone. And this is where the disrespect becomes bigger than customer service. Because when someone is paid to be aware, but chooses to be absent, that affects everyone. The customer gets poor service. The business loses trust. The worker loses opportunity. The workplace culture gets worse. And everyone starts accepting low standards as normal. That is how rules become suggestions. That is how suggestions become nothing. The parenting problem. Ooh, do I know too well about this one? Shout out to CPS. This is one of the heavier parts because a distracted adult can inconvenience people, but a distracted parent can emotionally shape a child. Researchers use the word technoference, kind of like interference, but technoference, to describe technology interfering with attention and relationships. New word unlocked, technoference. I like techno music too. A 2024, I could pop lock. A 2024 JAMA Network open study found that perceived parental technology distraction was associated with emerging adolescents' mental health. That does not mean every parent who checks a phone is neglectful. Life is not that simple. Parents work, are tired, have bills, need breaks, use phones for important things to do. But there is a difference between using a tool and disappearing into a tool. A child can feel when they're competing with the screen. They may not have the words for it, but they feel it. They feel when the parent is physically there, but emotionally gone. They feel when their story gets half listened to, when homework help becomes irritation. Y'all know they have people out there, and they've been doing this for years. When they call themselves helping their children with their homework, they whip them if they get the wrong answer and wonder why the child just freezes. They feel when meals become silence with screens. They feel when the phone gets eye contact and they do not. And over time, some children stop asking. That is the quiet tragedy. Not every wound is loud. Same wounds and some wounds are created when the child learns, I am less interesting than a screen. The relationship problem. We have another word that's been unlocked. There is a word for ignoring someone in favor of your phone. It's called phubbing, not snubbing, phubbing. Is it phubbing? Let me see. Let me make sure. I ain't never seen that word a day in my life. I don't know this man. Oh yeah, I said it right. Fabbing. Wait, fabbing. I'm gonna say fubbing. Fubbing. And whether people know the word or not, me included, they know the feeling. You are sitting next to someone, but they are not really with you. They are laughing at a screen while you're trying to talk. They are checking notifications while you're opening up. They are scrolling while you're sitting across the room. They are half listening, half watching, half caring. And then when you stop answering calls and texts, they act like they don't know what happened. Haha, dumbass. And the math does not even add up. A relationship cannot survive on leftover attention forever. Eventually, someone gets tired of asking to be seen. Most people do not want to compete with an app. They do not want to go on a date with someone who is halfway in the room, halfway in everyone's else's business. They do not want to pour their heart to someone whose eyes keep dropping to the screen. They do not want to feel single while sitting next to their partner. A relationship can survive distance. It can survive stress, financial pressure, but it struggles to survive constant emotional absence. And my issue when I've encountered these people is that they begged for my presence for whatever reason. And seemingly, depending on the connection, presented as if like I was doing something for their life in many situations, in different categories. But then I'm noticing you wasting my time. You're wasting my energy. If I'm replying to text, you're texting me saying, hey, and I say, hi, what's up? Because, I be fighting crime. I be having to stop fighting crime to check the phone when I used to be like trying to keep up with communication and making sure no one felt ignored. And, oh, I called you the other day. I texted you the other day. And all it is for small talk. That shit used to bother me. Now it doesn't because I don't interact with nothing that I don't feel like. Why I don't feel like it? It depends on the moment, but I don't do it. If I see a text and it look dry, or like how people like to randomly send you memes, but you ain't talked to me in forever, you know that I survived an accident that killed me and had to be brought back. So to be reaching out to me after long periods of time and you're not even seeing my state of well-being, which even before the injury of 2023, I've always, I was about to sing, but I don't feel like it right now. I always used to check on people above anything. And I was the person that would get to the point. Hey, so and so, I thought about you today. I hope you're doing well. And then if it's someone I wanted to talk to, hey, so and so, hopefully we can chat again. I miss talking to you. Like I get to the point. It don't be, you got to be 10, 20 messages in, or you got to just straight up say, hey, we've been texting. Like, what you reaching out for? Because I don't, I told you I don't like small talk. So next point, the social media trap. One of the strangest things about social media is how many people say it makes them feel worse, but they keep going back. The US Surgeon General has warned that children and adolescents who spend more than 3 hours a day on social media face double the risk of mental health problems, including symptoms of depression and anxiety. But people still log in like it's a job, no paycheck, no benefits, no retirement plan, no peace, just comparison, outrage, gossip, advertisement, lust, full of lust and ready to bust, envy, fear, and the occasional funny video. And yes, there are content creators who make real money. There are people who use these platforms as businesses. There are people who educate, create, market, sell, and build brands online. But many everyday users are not building a business. They are building a dependency. They are giving hours of attention to companies that turn attention into wealth. The more you scroll, the more they sell. They sell ads. They sell influence. They sell behavior, attention. The idea that your real life is not enough. And a lot of people are paying with their peace. And also, everyone who scrolls to where you seeing all of these ads a day, the ads are planting seeds, number one. Number two, you are paying for the ad revenue, every ad you watch. So if you online all day, just imagine how many ads you have funded and you're not getting anything out of that. Like, and look at the eggs. That's just how people look when they get on social media thinking that they doing something when they emotional. whether it's anger, whether it's sadness, whether it's vulnerability, while situations are still ongoing and you don't know the outcome or how you or what the result is, and you on social media thinking that you're doing something and people bucking your head up. This how they really looking at you, like them 3 eggs, while you fall apart. The phone funnels other habits. The phone is not always the final addiction. Sometimes it is the doorway. It can funnel impulsive spending, gambling, doom scrolling, political rage, comparison, self-loathing, bad relationships, public embarrassment, attention seeking, oversharing, untreated mental health issues into communities that romanticize dysfunction instead of healing it. And the phone feels private. People think the behavior is safe, but it's not always private. People post their job drama and get fired. People post their relationship drama and lose trust. People post crimes and become evidence. People post their money and become targets. People post their location and become vulnerable. People post their child's life and forgot the child will become an adult one day. The same people use phones to overshare is the same people the world uses to replay their downfall. Not to mention, you have no idea who you will be in the future unless you know. I mean, you really can't know after so many, like 20 years from now. I don't know who I'm gonna be 20 years from now. I can plan to be someone just like 20 years before. I never knew I would have been who I am now. I'm proud of who I am now. I'm actually shocked. I know if I had a conversation with 15-year-old me, it would be very, very interesting to say the least. But you have to, like, if it's stuff that you don't want your whoever you respect or whoever put fear in your heart or whoever make you embarrassed or whatever you afraid of, if you wouldn't say all of the stuff you say in front of them, don't put it on the internet, because things can go far very quickly. People get caught up in the moment. You may get caught up with this celebrity stuff. Y'all be posting about these people. Y'all don't see these people as suing y'all now. Like, y'all need to be careful. Or people who make income from social media, which will never be me, because I'm not accepting monetization. I'm not about to be on no rat race like nobody. I don't want no job that requires me to have to do this. Like, I do this because I want to. If I had to do this, I would hate doing this. No. But when it comes to people who actually have lives that depend on social media, y'all are extremely freaking reckless. And it's not when or if, it's when y'all gonna get demonetized or y'all channels gonna get blocked, and y'all gonna like it's crazy. Y'all gotta move more careful, get more familiar with the terms and conditions of these websites y'all content creators on. Because I can tell you right now, as someone who sat down and read the one for YouTube, damn near 80% of the people I watch, if they really piss somebody off, they shit will be gone, because y'all be breaking all these people rules and then saying, oh, YouTube tripping this, and this. No, YouTube don't be tripping. The rules is there. Now they keep changing them, but a lot of the base rules have not changed. And it's just a matter of, and AI is catching it faster now, but yeah. And that's a great example of what I was saying earlier, that if rules ain't enforced enough, people don't know they exist. It's legit people on YouTube that don't know these rules exist. So they're not intentionally breaking them, but it's because, hey, the public reputation problem. Everyone thinks we are different from countries with social credit systems, but in some ways we have built a social punishment system without calling it one. One video can follow you for years: a bad customer interaction, a racist rant, a reckless driving clip, a fight in public, a workplace meltdown, a video of you ignoring your child, a video of you acting wild in traffic, a video of you treating someone poorly. People can record your face, your license plate, your uniform, your job location, your voice, your name tag, your surroundings. And once the internet gets it, context often dies. People do not always ask what happened before this. They ask, who is this? They then tag your employer. This is why public self-control matters, because the phone in your hand is not the only phone in the room. Access is not the same as intelligence. And people are carelessly posting intimate life details because their brain thinks it came from my phone, it must be safe. But the phone is not a diary. The phone is not a door. The phone is a doorway. People tell the internet about their job problems before they call in an attorney. Sue those people, sue those people, sue those people. The power of 3 will set you free. They tell the internet about their relationship before they call a therapist. They tell the internet about their money before they call a financial professional. They tell the internet about their children, which is so disgusting because them children have to, people teach kids, stop posting stuff about y'all children. But you're not going to stop. And when that relationship, when it turned bad, like it do for a lot of these, I'll crash out on the next video. I almost did it just now. Oversharing feels like relief in the moment, but sometimes relief becomes evidence. Sometimes relief becomes embarrassment. Sometimes relief becomes a screenshot. Sometimes relief becomes a reputation. And once the screenshot exists, you are no longer in full control of the story. And AI is not always going to be a good excuse either. Ooh. Criminals notice the distracted, flaunting wealth in a dangerous world. This one needs to be said plainly. My arm was going to sleep. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. People are flaunting wealth in a society where even secured mansions become robbery scenes. Celebrities with gates, cameras, security systems, private neighborhoods, and staff can still become targets. But somehow a regular person with no security thinks it is safe to post stacks of money, jewelry, shopping bags, luxury rentals, locations, hotel rooms, cars, addresses, and daily routines, baby. That's the first thing when people being in private investigated, that is the first way that private investigators are able to track them, is because they have routines. If you guys remember Cheaters or remember any of them shows, I know it was so juicy that you didn't pay attention to the intricate details, but notice, make it make sense. People are giving strangers a map to their ego, and sometimes that map leads to their front door. The phone makes people feel like they're performing for admiration, but not everyone watching admires you. Some people are studying you. Some people are measuring you. Some people are waiting for you to reveal enough information to make yourself vulnerable. Attention is not always love. Sometimes attention is surveillance. Access is not the same as intelligence. This is one of the greatest ironies of modern life. People have more access to information than any generation before them. But access to information has not automatically made people wiser. A person can hold a device connected to libraries, universities, and etc., and still use it for gossip, arguments, thirst traps, rage bait, and recorded myself drinking water, and comment section warfare. The phone can teach you almost anything, but it cannot force you to become teachable. That is why you see people reading poorly but arguing confidently. People who do not understand the subject but have a strong opinion. People who confuse being loud with being informed. People who confuse scrolling headlines with studying. People who confuse having to access to knowledge with possessing wisdom. The phone did not make them smarter. It gave ignorance a microphone. And for me, my issue is not the fact of ignorance. It is the fact of staying ignorant. It is the fact of going years and years and years since the dropout, since the graduating with all F's and still graduating, and never making a change, but still wanting to be a part of things, still wondering why things are not happening for you. And if this was pre-digital age, I would have more understanding, because maybe people literally relied on their communities before the internet. You had to know someone to know someone. A lot of jobs, you couldn't look on the internet and know who was hiring. You would have to look on a newspaper. You would have to go in person and individually ask every place, are y'all hiring? Do y'all have an application? So that was something. But everything is on the same internet. And I get that interest is the reason why people don't seek out things. But stop complaining if you're not fixing. Complain when you tried, when you really, really tried and you have attempts under your belt. Complain then. But who you complain to the person that's over that system that you're struggling with. Like, and the system that a lot of people struggle with, stagnation in the age of infinite tools. There are people who would have naturally blossomed by now if the phone had not become their hiding place. They would have read more, practiced more, healed more, socialized more, created more, worked on their body more, have developed better manners, better discipline, discovered their own thoughts. But the phone became the escape hatch. Every time discomfort arrived, they left. Every time boredom arrived, they left. Every time self reflection arrived, they left. Every time growth required silence, they left. And now they're older, but not always more developed because age happens automatically. Maturity does not. Growth requires attention. And attention is exactly what the phone keeps stealing. Not to mention, everything that would help people is demonized. Actually, not as far as making fun of people for how they look. I don't care about that. But when it comes to the idea of healthy living or healthier, because I don't really think you could live healthy in an environment that has cancer. Anyway, with healthy living, it's the realization that the older we get, we lose muscle. So if you don't have muscle now, you're going to have a miserable aging process. When it comes to hips, a lot of people are not aware, including myself before I was aware, that sitting how we sit in chairs actually tightens our hips up over years. So if we not crossing our legs and opening our hips tighten up, which means it has less rotation, which means the muscle we would have if we had, and the stretch we would have if we have full rotation, that starts to actually deteriorate. That's why hip injuries increase the older you become, but also the more leg muscles you have, the higher percent chance you have of living a longer life, because falls happen because you slip and fall. But if you have stronger legs, you can catch yourself. Like me before mine was crushed. The safety awareness problem. Criminals notice the distracted. Let me go back to the criminal so we can set that in. Let me put some positive seeds. It's a garden here. Let's talk real world safety. People walk down dark streets looking at their phones. People sit in parking lots after midnight looking down. People stand outside gas stations distracted. People leave stores with bags, keys, wallets, purses, and phones, all competing for attention. Baby, I can't tell you how many people be leaving a card in the thing, leaving everything but the phone. People will go to the gym and forget all their gym equipment at the gym and leave with the phone in their hand and don't be any of the wiser. Some people, when I had my fun at the gym, as far as being an employee, they had people that never came back for their things. I don't know if they realized they left it at the gym or what, but lost and found drawer was never found, all lost. People are in waiting rooms blasting content with no headphones, unaware of the room and disrespectful to everyone in it. Everyone wants an iPhone or a Samsung, but somehow headphones became too much to ask. And the crazy thing is, headphones are cheaper than they have ever been. I remember when a basic Bluetooth was $99. That ugly thing that people used to have on their end, some of the older people still do. No shade to y'all, it's ugly. But it was $99. Not that bad boy like $10. Now people will spend hundreds or over thousands on a phone, then force the whole waiting room to hear their videos, and then don't even have a case on the phone, knowing you drop it like a hot potato, and then be crying when the screen get too cracked to where your hands bleeding when you're trying to type fast. Like, the irresponsibility of people, we really are creating a society where recklessness, being an idiot, being a danger to people in your community, destroying your community to where it's so weak that gentrification is a breeze. Because let's talk about the fact that gentrification is fueled by crime. Who's committing the crimes? The people who buying the property and coming there shooting up the neighborhood. It's the people that live there, and it's normalized. We call it street, even though streets is actually perpetuated to further the jails and to further the funeral homes. Every time people die or get arrested, someone else makes money. The families more than likely don't have life insurance, so they don't make the money. And if the person and the people who did the crime, they go to jail for life and making millions, or they let them get out a few more times and do a few more crimes before they say, oh, that's enough, put them away for good now. But people don't realize that. And then people fight over neighborhoods when you don't even own the neighborhood. All it takes is for one billionaire to push y'all out. If billionaires really got cocky, like they gonna do in the future, they'll start buying neighborhoods today and kicking people out tomorrow and getting away with it. But no one will notice that because all of these able-bodied people that could be building powerful industries like Black Wall Street, like Tulsa, Oklahoma, like New Jessup, Mississippi, I think it's Mississippi, or Alabama. I'm sorry, I read the book though, but I forgot the state. I think it was Alabama, where it was a self-sustained community. It's so easy for our people to be ignorant, not even just racially Black people, but people in general, because it's trailer parks that's the same thing. And it's all kinds of other neighborhoods that's the same thing. It's just the overall idea of people thinking this is normal. You are living like a savage. You are a Neanderthal, a degenerate. That is what these people see you as. You're smiling in these luxury stores, and these people are washing their hands as soon as you leave just to buy stuff. And you get money and buy more stuff, which means you need more money. It's a cycle that keeps you working. That is why you have athletes and all of these NFL people. These people are employees. It's very few of them that learn the game and become bigger than the program. Shaq, LeBron are two examples. Michael Jordan is another example. But they became bigger than the program. But everyone else, they're at the mercy of that program. And these cell phones keep you at mercy of the program. Everyone is in their place. All of these celebrities, we wondering who gonna make music and all of that, thinking that these people making these decisions, these people don't control a damn thing. You see a little behind the curtain when these lawsuits happen, but since people are so small-minded and focusing on the pettiest parts of it, they don't look at the fine print. Like, that's the system you're in. When you are someone that is addicted to something, you are now a part of the system. You are bleeding money. None of your decisions are yours. That club you wanted to go to, that was not your decision. You feel like it was, but it wasn't. Instead of buying the club, you give the club the money because that makes you cool. Y'all give these airlines y'all money and go to all of these countries that already know that y'all ignorant. And that charges y'all all kind of fees that a lot of people probably gonna find out in the future you were being overcharged at these resorts. But who am I? Not Petey Pablo. That is not coincidence. That is lack of awareness. And criminals notice distraction. They notice who is not looking around, who is not paying attention, who does not hear footsteps, who has both hands occupied. They notice who is walking like they're alone in the world. Awareness is not paranoia. Awareness is respect for reality. And reality does not care that the video was funny. And that's the problem we're having. People still forcing this dream world, and they are not accepting reality. But every time reality bites, they like, ouch, I got bit. Reality, like, look at me, I'm right here. You going the wrong way. That's a dream. That's not real. The battery dies and they still keep using it. One of the most obvious signs that the phone has too much power is when the battery dies in someone's hand, and instead of taking a hit, they plug it in and keep going. That is not use. That is dependence. At least a video game usually has an endpoint. A level ends, a match ends, campaign ends, a console overheats. Oh, baby. The Super Nintendo, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 days. Whew, that was that nerve when your console overheated. I can't imagine how different my childhood would have been if we had cooling systems and you could play your game as long as you wanted. But now a lot of people don't realize you got to open them Xboxes and them PS5s and dust the inside too if your house dusty. There is always another video, another post, another argument, another live stream, another sale, another scandal, another person to compare yourself to. It never ends because it was not designed to end. So you have to create the ending. The phone is not making everyone better. These slides is mixed up like the stories the news be telling. But they visuals. I just be wanting y'all to have visuals. Because don't get used to my face. I may go faceless in the future. I haven't decided that yet, but I just go with the flow with these things. I like the flow I'm doing now, and I'm gonna continue keeping that flow, and that works for me because it's about me in my life. I mean, the message is about y'all, but the comfort level is about me. The phone is not making everyone better. What amazes me is that increased cell phone usage is not increasing overall intelligence, wisdom, patience, discipline, empathy, or social awareness. People have maps, but still do not know where they're going. They have calendars, but still miss appointments. They have reminders, but, well, first of all, I had to run that back. They don't use calendars at all. When in my last era of being sympathy and payola and friendship version, I used to always try to get people to understand that, because for me, I always had people birthday in my calendar. If we locked in allegedly like that, or we're locked in allegedly like that. But August 23rd was very hard for people to remember for some reason. They have calendars, but still miss appointments. They have reminders, but still forget responsibilities. They have banking apps, but still avoid their finances. They have their children's grades online, or like we say in New Orleans, churn. They got them churn grades online, but don't know them churn grades. They have access to mental health resources, but still romanticize dysfunction. They have access to education, but still choose arguments. They have access to communication, but still neglect relationships. The device is smart, but the use is not always smart. A phone in an undisciplined hand can become a very expensive distraction machine. And also, to add what I mentioned earlier about all of those different systems, I personally don't feel as of yet that it's by the like that they are making people like this, like they create poverty in the community. I don't see that from my research. What I see is that they look at what works and then they further it and they push it harder, like kind of like if you already on fire, like they just throw gas on you. So you already was burning, like your sleeve on fire. They just threw gasoline and made it worse. And they know that they could like, and it's like, not to mention the false lie of everyone saying community, the Christian community, black community, community. Outside of a general area where people could physically see each other, there is no national community until y'all have actual meetings that's structured and people are actual members and they're held accountable as members. And there's a standard that everyone follows. There is no community. So all of that shit is bullshit. I'm sorry. I know that we want to believe it, but that's not true. What community you know? Like, say for instance, if your community is your household, would you have people in your household shooting at you? Would you have people in your household committing real estate scams against you? Would you have people in your household touching your kids? Like, that's not community. So I mean, for people who I don't go against people's beliefs, but for me, I just say that to say my messages won't operate in a manner that acknowledges community. That's all. So I don't, I definitely understand that other people have feelings, because you can't claim to be understanding if you don't have understanding. I respect it too, that they believe it. I just never will. And I don't ever want to be associated with no community, because where they at? They're not here in my shoebox. Now, the mental health loop. Let's be fair. Some people are using the phone heavily because they are already struggling. Depression can make people isolate. Anxiety can make people avoid real interaction. Loneliness can make the phone feel like company. Trauma can make silence feel unsafe. ADHD can make novelty feel especially attractive. Stress can make escape feel necessary. So this is not about mocking people who struggle. This is about telling the truth. A coping mechanism can become a trap. The phone may numb you for an hour, but it may also keep you from calling a therapist. It may distract you from loneliness, but also stop you from building real connection. Also, if y'all seek therapy, be careful with these different apps. They don't all use licensed people. Some of these people are just regular people who got a job, and it's really your cousin or your auntie could be giving you that same advice. So be very careful. It may distract you from anxiety, but also prevent you from practicing real world confidence. It may give you a laugh, but then feed you comparison, outrage, fear, and insecurity for the next 3 hours. Everything that soothes you is not healing you. Sometimes it is only sedating you. How to decenter the phone? It's funny how this is not about throwing your phone in the river. This is about putting the phone back in its place. The phone should serve your life. Your life should not serve the phone. First, create phone-free zones. No phone at the dinner table, during serious conversations, while helping children with their homework, while crossing streets, while driving, while checking out customers. No phone during family time unless it's necessary. Second, create phone-free times. First 30 minutes after waking up. If you wake up during the time that the sun is out or that is rising, please try to look at the sky before you look at anything digital. It actually helps. You will actually feel it. Well, I don't know if you will feel it. I did. Late last 30 minutes before bed. I don't even last 30 minutes. Well, baby, where's the phone right now? Cell phone, where you at? During workouts, except for music, I don't even listen to music no more during the workouts. But see, that's different. I don't see we gonna have parts where I'm gonna mention things I do, but that is not me putting that on people. I accidentally discovered that I had that ability to do that, and that was from meditation. That was from meditation that I was able to do that. So, and I actually find it better because music used to distract me, because if I was shuffling and something came on, it would throw me off out of the zone. Now I can get in the zone regardless of the noise, which is so funny. I didn't realize how much people talk at the gym because I would have headphones on, but people talk all day. Some people come there and just be working out. If y'all know people, well, it's mainly men that do it. I don't see women do it. But if y'all know any men that's been talking about going to the gym for years and they gaining weight or they bad built, they don't be at the gym working out. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And if they go at night, they definitely ain't working out. And I'm gonna tell you that right now. But third, turn off non-essential notifications. Every notification is someone else at deciding what your attention is worth. Take control back. Fourth, move addictive apps off the home screen. Make bad habits inconvenient. Do not put temptation on the front porch of your mind. Fifth, use app limits. Set time limits on social media, shopping apps, short video apps, and games. And do not just set the limit, respect the limit. Six, replace scrolling with real life rituals. Read 10 pages, walk outside, call someone, stretch, cook, pray, journal, clean one room, practice a skill, sit in silence. Seven, make driving phone free. Do not depend on willpower. At 45 miles per hour, put the phone in the glove box, the back seat, a bag, or use driving mode. I mean, since a lot of the people I see doing it are typically in newer vehicles, you can just use hands free. And a lot of the newer cars, you have hands free where you don't have to plug it in. Like my vehicle is still plug in for AirPlay, which I actually looked up with that because baby, these new vehicles is this ain't generational. This is actually greed manifesting in the automotive industry. Be careful. That's all I'll say. Before you drive off that lot and they get everything that you got, make sure that you have a shot and that vehicle is not going to leave you somewhere hot. Seriously, like it's some dangerous vehicles out there. Solution for parents. Parents, this is not about perfection. This is about presence. You do not have to be available every second. You need to. You do not have to entertain your child all day. You should. You do not have to pretend life is not exhausting. You should. Children don't need to know that. But you do need moments where your child gets the full version of you, not the leftover version. Create family screen rules. Have meals with phones. Check grades before checking gossip. Know what your child is watching. Know who your child is talking to. Model the same discipline you expect from them. Because children do not just listen to rules, they study habits. Or they see you run to the phone every time life gets quiet. They will learn to do the same. Solutions for workers. If you are on the clock, your phone can cost you more than the job you currently have. It can cost you an opportunity. I guess I'll make this bigger so I can be like passionate like the people do and talk soft. It can cost you an opportunity. Use your phone on break. Use it when it's allowed. Use it when it does not interfere with safety, customers, performance, or professionalism. But do not let a phone make you look lazy when you may actually be talented. Don't make a phone make you look talented at looking lazy. Do not let a phone make you look rude when you may actually be kind. Yeah, like with the gym people, I see that they're kind to the people they know. Like maybe one or two people, they got their people picking. I think that's messed up to be something like a gym because that's a club. Like that's the thing about places. People don't realize the seriousness of it. The gym is a reasonably priced club. Most clubs have fees that regular people can't afford. That's why social clubs are so special because, you know, But you have a gym that is a club that's private. Regular people can't just walk off the street and do whatever in there, but people don't treat it like that. Y'all better hope I never open the gym up. It'll be one that people who actually come to the gym for the right reason, they will love it. But if people who do all of those things, no. Next, solution for relationships. In relationships, put the phone down on purpose, not because someone begged you, because love deserves attention. Have phone-free meals, phone-free conversation, phone-free dates. When someone you love is opening up, do not make them compete with notifications. When your partner is talking, look at them. When your friend is hurting, hear them. When your child is excited, be present. When your parent is aging, stop acting like you have unlimited time. The phone will be there later, but the people won't. Notice how relationships included all of the relationships. It wasn't just dating, because people hear relationships and they only think about dating. Because I guess that's the trophy. Like, that's like the Olympics of society. Dating, having visible wealth, and all these other things is stuff that you're supposed to have to be proven that you matter in life, I guess. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? Solutions for rage bait. When you see rage bait, ask yourself, is this informing me or infecting me? Is this making me wiser or angrier? Is this work my nervous system? Is this person trying to educate me, or are they trying to form my reaction? Then act accordingly. Do not comment, share, repost. Do not send it to 10 people. Do not reward the behavior. Some content creators are not trying to build society. They are trying to monetize its emotional instability. Stop letting strangers rent space in your spirit for free. That's what I mentioned in other videos too, about how other people are aware of the stuff I'm saying. Some people are more aware of things that I haven't even discovered yet, and they're using it against you. Emotional displays of emotion is not good for you. When a person does something and you feel an emotion and your immediate reaction is to inform that person either through whatever way of expressing it, you are not winning, you are losing. You are not in control of yourself at that point, because before that point of that person activating you, you may not have had any thoughts of doing whatever they got you to do. That means that you have to learn yourself, love on yourself. That is pain. That's blood. You're bleeding emotionally. That is what that is. When people trigger you, they have touched a wound. Imagine your emotions as the skin on your body. If you have a wound or a cut, open cut that is actively bleeding, and you have never got stitches for it, you have never even acknowledged it's there. But every time people hug you, and this is just an example of your emotions being your skin. So a hug would be the person saying something that emotionally triggered you. It's because it hit that wound that you never healed. Emotions, our brain, everything within our body works like the outside of our body. Our muscles work like that. Our brain is a muscle, so it works like muscles work. Our emotions is like skin and like muscles, so they work the same way. And a lot of people have families that are fully dysfunctional, so it's normal to them. Neighborhoods that's fully dysfunctional, so it's normal to them. You have celebrities that are dysfunctional. That's why they're famous, because there's more dysfunctional people in the world than it is functioning. It's easier to be dysfunctional, and we're children, we're so soft. Even up to 18, up to 25, we're soft, and it is easy to create dysfunction in people, no matter where you come from. Now, call to action. Look up, Marlon, say cheese. That is the message. Look up before your child stops trying to get your attention. Look up before your relationship becomes two lonely people sitting next to each other. Look up before your job decides you're not worth the risk, or your coworker that you think your friend then took enough pictures of you and sent it to people. Like offshore, they sent a picture of this dude that used to be sleeping on the job. Anyways, look up before he still has his job though. So for all y'all men who have trouble keeping jobs on land, y'all will be a shoe in offshore. Just make sure you have a plan with your money, because it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit, like how people when they win the lottery offshore is the same way. If you was making little and you go out there, you're gonna have the same response as someone financially illiterate winning the lottery. Fight that. Do not let it win, and don't let people influence you to being spendy bendy. Look up before the car swerves. Look up before the criminal notices you're noticing them, or look up before you go the wrong way. I gotta put that at the end of this video now. Look up before your real life becomes background noise to a screen that will never love you back. Technology is a tool. Use it, learn from it, build with it, create with it, connect through it, but do not worship it. I really could be petty too and pull up religious scriptures from all 1,000 religions regarding idol worship and different things that the cell phone fall under, just to show you. That's why I don't take religious people online seriously, because you're mocking God. You worship social media. You worship pastors. That's against the Bible that you preach, allegedly. And that 10% stuff that don't go back to the house. Anyways, closing message. The phone is not your enemy. I'm joking. But an undisciplined relationship with the phone can become one. So this week, try something simple. Eat one meal without it. Take one walk without it. Have one conversation without checking it. Now, granted, all of this stuff, I don't really think that some people are to the point that they need to leave their phone, especially if you somewhere that you might need it. The whole idea is to decenter it. Like, you can exist with it. Like, just like how you have different things on. Do you check your shirt every 5 seconds when you're wearing a shirt all day long? Every shirt you wear? No. Do you check your shoes every 5 seconds? Maybe if you don't know how to tie your shoes, because that's actually, Card has kept a lot of grown adults don't know how to tie their shoes. And they could learn, but they know everything. But yeah, so with your phone, it could be there, but it don't have to be there. Or switch up what you use it for. Make the phone your bitch. The phone have so many things that people don't use it for. You can use it as your calculator. You can use it to translate languages for free. They have free translation apps on Android and iPhone. You could do that. You can bird watch. If you use AI and you have an AI subscription, you can take pictures of stuff and ask it what it is. With AI, I actually fixed the hot water heater. And I've never been to plumbing school, but I'm Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, so I'm a plumber. I'm a doctor plumber, so call me Dr. J New Orleans. Anyways, so yeah, just use things and make it benefit you. You're being used. You're being used. So you need to start using stuff. Use your computer. Use your cooking tools. Everything in your house that you have that you don't be using, use it. Like, start using stuff. Make your life easier. For people who don't take baths, I mean, like, instead of like who don't take baths in place of showers, soak sometimes. Get some Epsom salt, soak. Put on some music or put on something that's continuous that you don't even have to think about, to where you could just get in a moment and free yourself. Because silence, we supposed to have silent moments. Music can be silence if it's peaceful music that's background music. But if you got it blasting and all of this other stuff, and that's why y'all going crazy. I'm telling you. And some of y'all get afraid when y'all have too much silence. But if you conquer silence, you're gonna find the self that you left behind a long time ago that's been waiting and it's been calling you. Yourself inside of you. That's how people are able to be in certain situations and they realize that they're drawn to it subconsciously, because a part of you is wanting you to learn that lesson so it can free yourself. Free yourself. Cell phones is not freeing you. It's further enslaving y'all. And they adding layers and layers and layers to it. But that's it for this video part. I'm about to go and get the memory card so I can put that footage at the end. I should have lined up. Oh, well. Look like Wolverine. Rawr.
Like, comment, and subscribe to J New Orleans.